All right, guys, we are live from beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Oneida Casino and Hotel. Our feature match in the Schuler Bauer Arena for the 3 o'clock slate is going to be April Larson versus Kristina Zlateva. This is Sean Denny with X-Pool. Joining me is going to be Stephen Wyatt.
Hey, how's it going, Sean?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm wonderful. And actually, I just want to make sure that I'm looking at this right because I'm looking at the bracket on digitalpool.com. This is the last match of the night. Is that correct?
Yes, so this is going to be the last match of the night. It's going to be the last round before Stage 2 kicks off. Stage 2 will kick off tomorrow. After this round, we're actually going to be going down to 4 tables, and we will be live streaming every single match from here on out.
Oh, that's awesome. So not only do the players get the rest of the day off to enjoy their Independence Day celebration, but also all the viewers. So that's nice. That's a nice little touch there. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for this match. I mean, this is a big match. Obviously, we have 7 ladies already guaranteed the final 16. We have one match that is just running a little behind. I'm just looking at it here. I don't want to get the name wrong, but I believe it's Chang Shu-Ching is leading Margaret Fefalova-Steyer 5-4, and that's from our previous 1 p.m. round. But every other match that's going on is to get into the final 16. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's to get into the single elimination Stage 2 final 16 players. It's exciting stuff. Every single player playing right now, including the 1 p.m. match that's running over, every single player that's playing is in the money. So everybody's guaranteed to be a part of the prize fund.
Oh,
So
very nice.
congratulations to everyone who's made it this far. And it looks like April has won the leg and will be breaking us off in rack number 1. I think she's going at a second ball side break.
And she did. Let me ask you one more question before we delve into what's going on here as April breaks dry. In the final 16, is it a complete random redraw?
It is actually not a complete random redraw, so the final 8 of winners qualification will each be slotted into a match, and then the 8 players from the B side that make it into Stage 2 will be randomly drawn into those 8 slots.
Okay,
So
so
there will not be any players that made it from the A side playing each other. They will all play somebody from the B side.
gotcha. And I like it that way. It makes it feel a little bit more fair. You know, if you win all the way through on the A side, you shouldn't have to play somebody who's done the same. You
Exactly.
should be able to play a match with a player who's already taken a loss. I like that idea. So, and I'm super stoked for this match. I'm fans of both of these young ladies.
Yeah, I follow both of them relatively closely. Sorry, had a question pop up.
No worries.
I follow them both relatively closely. So my grandpa is actually from Bulgaria, where Kristina Zlateva is from, and then April, I follow her through Dominic Dunn of the Dunsky Dungeon. He, I believe he's her manager. I know she's sponsored by him. I believe he helps manage. He helps manage a lot of younger and junior players. So I get to keep up with her through that.
And just looking at the bracket, this is for April Larson, the grinder. She is one of only 4 American players left playing here on American soil for this. And the other 3 are Sophia Mash, Jordan Helfrey, and Ashley Benoit. And Ashley, actually, the only one who's not currently playing a match. She is waiting on the winner of Margaret and Chang Shuxing.
Yep, she will play the loser of whoever comes out of that. Who's Kristina going to go for here? She's going to play the 7, but I don't know if she's going to play it in the side. I think the 13 might have a part of the pocket blocked. She playing a bank? She must be a little lower on the 7 than I thought. She's playing the bank on the 5. Hit it nice. That's a way to get back in line. All right, Steven. So what's the pattern here? Are you starting with the 4, 3, 7, 8?
So for me, I think I'm going to the 7 first. Only because I like the shot on the 3 ball better that way. She's not going to play it that way, and that's okay. I like the 7 to the 3, and you can just play a short bump on the 8 ball, play the 4, and you'll have the 8 in the side pocket. But she's going to opt to play the 3 in the top corner, which again is okay. I personally don't like to stretch that far, so I was a little sketchy on that one, but I think it's going to work out.
Yeah, I think she'll be okay. I think she's landed at an angle where she's going to be going into the 8 here. She's going to roll forward a little bit, bump the 8 up, and play the 7 in the side pocket. And I think she's going to end up with the 8 in the other side. Is she drawing out of it?
Oh, using all of the pocket.
All right, so she's going to play this 7 in the side. Probably a touch of low to try and bring the cue ball back into the middle of the table for the 8 down in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, really good shot there.
Nice touch.
And a great start here for Kristina. If she can sink this 8 ball, which she's a favorite too.
Absolutely.
And yeah, this is definitely going to be a good match, and it's come down to a lot of these matches have come down to the break, and we've talked about this off camera. Um, it's been pretty interesting watching some of these ladies break. Some of them opting for the sideball break, some of them going head on, trying to make the 2 second row balls towards the side pockets. And in my opinion, the only person who has done that well is Kristina Tkach.
Yes,
And
her break has definitely been the most consistent throughout the entire tournament.
and it's tough to say that because it's been, it's been 2 full days since we saw her. She was the very first match on the uh, TV table here in the Schuler Bauer Arena. And so like I said, it's been 2 full days.
Yeah,
But
having boots on the ground here, I've been able to see a lot of pool. I've been able to kind of study and examine a lot of the players' games here, and Kristina definitely has the most consistent break out of anybody in the field. The only other person, in my opinion, who's come close has been Weiwei. Her
and
break,
she struggled here on the TV table.
did she?
Yeah, yeah, quite a bit yesterday. Did she struggle on the break? But the TV tables, it's just different. There's a crowd, there's cameras. I don't know if the lighting is any different, but
The lighting is
uh,
very different.
okay, yeah. So the table may be playing just a little bit different. She did struggle on the TV table. One player that we have not seen that I know we'll get an opportunity to see a little bit more of, at least on this TV table, is Kelly Fisher. And looking at her matches, she's played very, very well.
Yeah, and
So,
she's one of the most experienced players in the field, and she uses that experience to her advantage, obviously. I mean, she was down to Kristina Zlateva on table number 2 in the round before this, 3-1. And as soon as Kristina made it 3-1, Kelly took her break. And before we knew it, it was 6-3 Kelly. So
yeah.
there is some strategy whenever it comes to using your breaks and whether it's trying to stop momentum or trying to regather and recollect yourself. I mean, there is a little bit to that. It's
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely.
kind of gamesmanship, if you would.
Yeah, but it's allowed gamesmanship,
Oh
which is
yeah.
it's totally different from sharking.
Oh yeah.
Gamesmanship is something that you're not doing it specifically intentionally to try and ruin your opponent on a shot or as they're getting ready to take a shot. Um, it's more of simply, I guess, using the tools you have to your advantage and maybe trying to ice your opponent out a little bit. And we've seen it work.
Yeah, I
Nothing
mean,
wrong with that.
it's kind of like in American football, you ice the kicker, right? Whenever there's a last second game winning field goal, the
Yeah.
opposing team's head coach will call a timeout, make the kicker really think about it. Kind of plays into the same thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just like you said, using the tools at your disposal.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny you bring that up because Lambeau Field, which is just right next to you guys, uh, the scene of one of the biggest iced kicks you've ever seen in American football. So
Yep.
pretty funny that you brought that up, but it does come into play, and likely we'll see one of these ladies take their break at some point. And if you are just joining us, you've missed 2 great days of pool already. But I'll go ahead and fill you in. It's a 40-second shot clock with one 40-second extension. And if we were to go hill-hill, players will receive an extra 40-second extension. They also get one timeout per match, up to 5 minutes.
Really nice shot there to use the three ball to straighten the angle back up off the rail. Come back out for the
Yeah,
11.
I like that. And for this shot, I'm gonna take my time and really make sure that I'm putting it into the hole, and I'm just gonna play it with some left English. I don't want to do too much. Yeah, kill the cue ball and give yourself the best opportunity to get the out here, and she's done pretty well.
I think she's pretty much dead straight in. She can just pull this cue ball back about a foot, and she'll have an easy 8 ball in the bottom left hand corner. This to go up 2-0 over April Larson.
Yeah, the quality here from Kristina, the Slayer Zlateva, is pretty phenomenal. And I gotta say, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button and maybe even hit the share button. Get your social media friends and let them know, hey, there's some great pool going on here. And while we look at this, Sean, what do we have going on around the arena here with the live scores?
Yeah, so we've got Jordan Helfrey on table 2 playing Wei Wei. She is currently down 1-0. Margaret and Shui Ching Cheong are on table 8, and they are all knotted up at 5 o'clock from the 1 o'clock, or at 5 from the 1 o'clock round. We've got Bean Hung and Wen Tram. Bean is up 1-0. A couple different scores. I mean, these are just all matches that are getting started. We'll keep you guys updated throughout
And
the
I'll tell you,
entire rack.
one of the names that's really just jumping out at me that I continue to see, and we haven't seen her on the TV table, at least not this one, but I keep seeing her name pop up, which means she's still hanging in there, is Samiya Konishi, young lady from Japan,
Yeah, she's been
playing.
playing some pretty stand-up pool throughout the entire event.
And she had a tough one in the last round. She was trailing Soledad Ayala quite a bit, and she ended up coming back and winning that 7-5. And her opponent, Nina Torvund, I hope I'm saying that correctly, had a absolute stellar match. She was up 4-1 over Jasmine Ocean and ended up losing 7-5. So, um, lots of crazy comeback pool going on.
I mean,
And
we kind of started off the week with that, with Kristina Tkach going down 6-3 in the very first match on this table, and she came back to win that one.
yeah, it's been a wild weekend. And it seems like some of these ladies, they come out hot and then they maybe stall a little bit, whereas others are coming in a little slow, and then all of a sudden they find their groove and manage to take out the win. It's been a very interesting week here at the ONEIDA WPBA World 8-Ball Championships, presented and sanctioned by the WPA.
All right, let's see here. I think the next shot has to be the 2. You can almost play a stop shot on it for the 7 ball on the side.
She's going to go forward. So this is interesting here. I think, yeah. So she's looking at playing the 6 ball and then just using a little bit of angle that she has to play the 1 in the opposite side to shoot the 8 in the bottom right. But I'm I'm a little scared of going back and forth. If you get the bad angle here, it's going to make this 1 ball tough. She might just shoot the 1 ball in the top right. She's got a pretty good backboard over there.
Yeah, that 12 ball hanging in the pocket the way it is definitely makes that pocket play massive. She's done really well with that shot, though.
Yeah, she obviously had the correct angle, and that's really what I was worried about. If you get too much angle there, it can be very tough to control that cue ball to get it back for the 1. But she did very, very well.
She's played for the 8 ball down in the right side pocket. She's almost dead straight in on it. Just a hair underneath, I think. Shouldn't see the cue ball travel very far at all.
I'll tell you what, Kristina is on fire here, leading 3-0 in this race to 7.
This is
April
a
Larson, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, this is one of those moments where if I'm playing and my opponent goes up 3-0 in a race to 7, I might go ahead and take my time out here and just kind of step away, refocus, get my head in it, then come back. And I mean, really, there's not a whole lot April can do. I think the only 2 shots she's had so far have been dry breaks. Haven't really seen her at the table much other than that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, except under one condition. So, and I don't know what the rules are, and you might have to correct me on this, but I think if I'm April, I think if this is my break, I think I'm not going to take my time out. I think what I'll do is go ahead and break and see what I get left with. And if Kristina wins this rack and puts herself up 4-0, I would then take my break, but I don't. Oh, and it's not. Oh, so I would take the break right here. Ice out Kristina on her own break. So you were correct there. I thought it was April's break.
Yeah, and plus, another thing that you kind of have to keep in mind is it is only a race to 7. So if you wait until you're down 4-0 to take your break, at that point, it's already such a big deficit. There is a massive difference between 3-0 and 4-0. It's worked out for her well because Kristina has come up dry on the break, but I do think that it is smarter. And I was actually kind of talking to Tyler Steyer about this before this round started. He was talking about how some of these players they wait too long to take their break whenever it comes to being in a deficit. Sometimes it is better. I know it's earlier in the match, but sometimes it's better to take your break and go ahead and use it early to stop your opponent's momentum as opposed to waiting until you're already in such a big deficit.
Yeah.
Because the rule is Once the balls have been broke, you have to wait until the completion of that rack to take your break.
And I wasn't sure if you were allowed to take a break on your opponent's uh breaking shot. As far as, if Christina's breaking the next rack, I wasn't sure if April would be allowed to take her break then.
So the rule is either player can take their break in between any rack. It doesn't matter whose break it is. As long as it is in between a rack and you have not already used your break, you are allowed to take it.
Gotcha. So in terms of discussing that, I think no matter what happens in this rack, I think if I'm April, I try and get this rack out. I try and get the win here, and I try and obviously get the win in my next rack, and then I force a break on Kristina as she's getting ready to take her turn as far as a break shot.
All right. April with a little bit of a tricky pattern. I think she can play this 13 and kind of stun forward a little bit, holding angle for the 9 in the bottom left-hand corner. Just like that. Doesn't want to be on the rail. There's a little bit of separation, but I think she would rather be about 4 to 6 inches off of the rail. Be able to cue over the entire ball. All right. She's played for the 15 in the side. She's come up a little short. This is definitely going to be a tester of a shot, trying to also get shape for the 11. She's gone. Yeah, I think she went a little wide with that. That was always going to be a touchy shot.
Once again, I don't want to take the action away from the table. However, if you are watching on YouTube and enjoying the chat feature, please remember just to be respectful of our players. That is all we ask. Enjoy the match, but please be respectful. Kristina's got a great opportunity here. Sean, what do you like here? Do you like trying to... Oh, she's going to go for the 3 ball. I think she doesn't want to get up and over that 4.
Yeah, I think she's overcut it too. I think the 3 ball, it seemed like a bit too testy for my liking. I did like the 4, even though you're going to be elevated over the 2, there was a little bit of a gap. So you could cue high on the cue ball, play it with a force follow, and try and come back up, knowing that you
Yeah.
have the 7 ball hanging in a pocket.
Yeah, really good assessment there. I like I like your way of thinking on that one. And it's just unfortunate that Kristina took the shot that, and she just came a little cross. And this was an interesting shot. She was really trying to hold that ball, and I'm just wondering if the newer felt is making things tough for those banks. no. She played a great shot there, but she's going to end up all the way down the table.
Yeah, she's all the way on the bottom rail, and she is dead straight in on the 6. That is highly unfortunate. She can play this ball at pocket speed and hold shape for the 1 or the 2. Either one's okay.
She keeps looking at this, but I almost feel like in this situation, I might play the safety. I might break up the 4-3 and just tap my cue ball and get it stuck to the 4. She's played that well, though. I can't knock her for that.
I have noticed that Kristina is very much like her safety game is good. It is exceptional, but she is very much a player that if she has a shot, she would rather shoot and not let her opponent back to the table. That was a very uncharacteristic miss right there. She played such a good shot on the 6 and then just tried to cheat the pocket a little too much on the 1 and caught the point. April with a really good chance here to get on the board. I'm kind of curious which way she's going to go with it.
Yeah, I feel like you really need to go to the 11 first and just play. You really want to put your cue ball probably about second diamond area, just off the rail. That way you can slide down for the 8 in the bottom right. But she says, I got something else in mind.
I think she's looking at just drawing off the 11. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just, personally, I agree with you. I would have taken the 11 first. I might have come all the way back to the middle of the table. That way I can just play the 15 like a slight cut, checking it with inside and coming down the table for the 8. But
yeah, my only thought process here is just like this. Your room for error is pretty big. Yeah, I feel like the other way around would have been safer, right?
Yeah, it definitely would have. I mean, the natural path of the cue ball the other way would have traveled to about maybe just past the side pocket, anywhere on the left side of the table. Just had to make sure you didn't overhit it. That way, the way that she played it, the cue ball just kind of slid off of the 8 instead of biting and grabbing.
And you see there, I'm not sure what happened, but she had a little bit of a kind of a jab right there. And I mean, I've seen April play quite a bit. She's not going to miss that bank that way very often. So that leads me to believe that something in her stroke was a little funny.
Oh, wow.
Well, these ladies, I think the pressure of the situation might be getting to them a little bit because this is win or go home.
That it is, Steven.
Both these ladies, I mean, don't judge them by the game that you're seeing right now, especially April. Don't judge her by what you're seeing because I promise you would not like it if you were on the other end of it. She plays so very good.
Wow.
And this is a big mistake.
Yeah, Kristina was definitely trying to go into the 1 full to hold shape for the 4. Just kind of put a little too much top on it. Ball kind of trickled by the 1. All right, we're going to... Oh, the ball's leaked out. I thought we were going to see April get a jump cue out, but I don't think she's going to need it. I don't know. It's tight. Do have an update for table 8. It appears Margaret Fefalova Steyer has won her 1 o'clock matchup. She will
Wow.
advance to winners qualification stage 2.
We'll be starting matches on 5 and 8 in about 2 to 3 minutes.
Nice shot there by Kristina. This one, you don't have to do very much of anything. You can either play it softly and leave the cue ball on the rail, or you can punch out for the 8 in the side. It's more of a personal preference. It looks like she's going to come out. Beautiful shot there.
Yeah, very, very nice play, and that's going to put Kristina up to a 4-0 lead. I think we're going to see it, Sean. Go ahead and call it.
Yeah, April's going to go ahead and take her timeout real quick, trailing 4-0. She had a couple opportunities that rack. It just couldn't quite capitalize on it. I think she was worried about nudging one of Kristina's balls on that really long straight in shot on the 8. So played it a little bit on the safer side, making sure that she was going to contact the 8 first.
Yeah, I like the way she played that. And just as the players are taking their break, let's take a look around the room. Wei Wei from Taipei is up 2-1 against Jordan Helfrey. And one of the young ladies I was talking about earlier, Samiya Konishi, up 2-0 against Nina Torvund. Of course, Nina took a tough loss. She had a 5-2 lead over Jasmine Ocean, and Jasmine ended up making the comeback there. We also have, I'll tell you what, you know who's well represented in this round right here, Sean, it's Japan. Japan has 3 players playing in this round, and all of these ladies, like you spoke about, are in the money.
Yeah, Japan's guaranteed at least one player in stage 2, and if Samiya keeps it up, Japan will have 2 players in the last 16. And
not
go ahead, Steve.
Oh I apologize. Not to mention the ladies who have already guaranteed their spot. Of course, Kristina Tkach, Margaret Fefalova Steyer, Cheska Centeno. I don't want to get this name wrong, but I know it's Rita Chow, and then Jasmine Ocean, Sosoa, Chin Chi Hu, and Kelly Fisher, all guaranteed top 16. This is a big one, and we still have one match that is yet to be started, simply because that match there with was it Margaret? It was Margaret, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one ran a little bit long, so it looks like Ching Shu Ching is going to be playing Ashley Benoit, probably giving her a second to uh, kind of reset and get ready for her next match. But tell you, lots of action around here, Sean. I know you've been working table 2 quite a bit.
Yeah, I've
And
been
you
kind of bouncing around here, there, a little bit of everywhere, doing a little bit of everything. We're going to have a lot of work to do tonight, tearing down and setting up some new cameras. So that'll be exciting. But I can tell you one thing: there are a couple players here who it's going to be tough to deny them this inaugural Women's 8-Ball World Championship, and Cheska is right there at the front of the list.
Well, I was going to ask you, obviously, neither one of us have skin in the game. If you had to pick a winner from what you've seen so far, who are you calling as your pick? With 16 players left, who are you calling as your pick to win it?
Man, that's such a tough thing to do because there's so many players. Obviously, Kristina Tkach, she lives in southern Indiana, Louisville area. It's hard not to root for her. It is tough to pick against somebody like Cheska, who is playing, lights out phenomenal pool. It's just I don't know, man.
It's tough, isn't it?
It's real tough. I think if I had to pick the top 3, not knowing how the bracket's going to draw out, personally, I would probably go in no particular order: Cheshka, Kristina Tkach, and it's hard not to put Kelly Fisher in that list. It's just, honestly, I don't think I can do it. She's got to be up there.
Yeah, it's really tough to pick. I'm actually going to agree with you. I can't pick 3 though. I have to pick 5.
Okay.
It's definitely Kristina Tkach, Margaret Fefalova-Steyer, Cheska Centeno, Kelly Fisher, and then I'm gonna go with a little bit of a dark horse here. I say dark horse. There's no dark horses in
I
this
was about to
field.
say, at this stage, is anybody really a dark horse? Anybody can win this event at this point.
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, rather than dark horse, I'll pick somebody who's already on the B side, and I'm gonna go with the youngest player in the field, Jordan Helfrey.
She has been shooting phenomenally. And I tell you what, she's down 3-1 against Weiwei right now, but if she can find a way to pull off what I would call an upset, then she has a chance. I mean, once you get into the final 16 and single knockout, anybody has a chance, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I chose her based on a big win she had yesterday. She took out one of the favorites in the top field. It was Bean Hung. Um, and that's an impressive win. That's a top 20 player in the world when it comes to uh the field of women that are here. That's top 20. And Jordan Helfrey took her out pretty good. I want to say the score was maybe 7-4, 7-3.
Yeah,
So
that's a pretty good result. I'd have to say.
so really really good field here. But April Larson taking her break. Again, we talked about it. We felt like it was the smart move. And I think she's going to want to look at the 7 ball here to see if she has the angle to kind of pop that 5 ball out just a little bit. Because you need to move the 5, but you also need to leave yourself a shot. She might not have the angle for it.
I think she's a little bit too high on the 7 ball to get any contact with the 5.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe can she shoot the 5 here? No. Okay.
Didn't want the rub on the 9, but I think she's okay. She can still play the 2.
Yeah, the big question here is let's just assume that she can play the 2. It looks like it's close. But what's she gonna do with the 5 ball? Oh, and looky there. She's called it to the side pocket.
I guess she can't see enough of the 2 to play it in the top right-hand corner.
And this has got to be a thin gap going between that 14-12. Oh, and she tried to play the carom.
That was always going to be a tall task.
But the work is just starting for Kristina. The Tim ball is a big issue, and realistically, where April's left her for this shot is an issue. You've got the 11 ball on the side, but it's not the easiest shot from that far away, and your cue ball control needs to be very good. You don't want to end up on top of the 12. She came out okay. Sean, what's your plan if you're playing this game? What's your plan for the Tim ball? Are you going to try and carom off the 2?
I think it depends on where the 2 is located. That's what she's looking at. But we've also seen her, she's not afraid to take on a bank. She's already made 2 in this match. And if she needed to right here, she could easily get on it to where it's more than makeable. She's looking at dropping down for the carom right now. I don't dislike it. I actually prefer it. If the 2-ball is hanging over the side pocket about halfway, then I believe it's an easy full ball hit. And yeah, she's going to play the carom off the 2, and it actually comes with natural shape with the angle she's left. So right where you see the 2-ball decal, she's going to hit just to the right of it. I don't think she's going to hit this thin. Yeah, just like that. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really good shot.
I think she was actually playing for the 12 next. Came up a little shy. Didn't quite get the cue ball to travel the way that she wanted to. That's okay. She's got the 9 and the 15 down here. I really do like this. Leaving the 15 to go 2 rails underneath to play the 8-ball in the left side pocket. I think that's really smart. Actually, with this angle, I think she can just kind of drag it and play at 1 rail. I don't think she has to contact the 2nd rail and bring the 1 ball into play.
Yeah. This is going to be touchy. But like you said, she's not afraid to shoot the bank.
Beautiful speed, perfect execution. Almost dead straight in on the 8. This 8-ball to take a commanding 5-0 lead over April Larson. Got Matt doing a really good job with the camera angles. Appreciate him.
Very nice. Yeah, and not enough, he'll probably get mad at me, but not enough credit goes to all of the production side behind X-Pool. Obviously, Sean, you do a ton of work behind the scenes. I got the easy job. I just sit in the chair and talk about what I see, but you guys have really busted your butts. So, Matt, Kyle, and Sean, all you guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all the hard work you've done to ensure that our production standard is as high as it always is.
Yeah, man, we
And
appreciate it. It normally is a thankless job, but it's just kind of a part of the role that we've taken. We don't expect a whole lot of recognition, but we do appreciate it whenever it's brought up.
and look at this. Here's a little bit of, I guess, of an upset, if you want to call it that. Wanli Wong is up 3-1 over Pia Filler. And Bean Hung trailing Tramwin Bick 3-1 also. Big break here. And did we get a ball? We did not get a ball down. And these stripes look pretty good. The solids don't look bad either.
I'd almost dare to say that either one looks immaculate. The only problem that you might run into with solids is the 3-ball. But
and really it's both sides, right? It's the 3 and the 11. The only difference is if April can see the 14 ball, she can just pop that 11 ball out right now.
Yep.
She might not be able to see the 14, but that's okay because she'll have the 10 ball. She can reset up on this shot.
Yeah, I think you'll see her kind of drag this cue ball out for the 14 next.
Doesn't want to get too straight. Nah, she'll be okay. That's one thing that I feel like the ladies have always been better at, and it's kind of a, I guess it's it's a weird way of thinking about it, but a lot of times females are a little bit shorter than males, so they get proficient with the bridge a lot earlier in their pool career, their pool experience. Whereas a lot of guys don't have a ton of experience with a bridge. And the ladies tend to be very, very good at it.
All right, so let's see how she chooses to attack this. I know I kind of have a pattern in my head about how I would go about it, but I'm also not at the table and can't see the angles exactly. I like taking this 15, and then I like taking the 13 after it. The
Yeah,
13 can carry shape for either the 9 or the 12. Go ahead, Steven. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, you're good. We're 1,800 miles away. It's a little difficult to coordinate in the booth, but that's okay. We're used to it. To your point, I think you're 100% right. The 13 leads to the 12, and I think that's the way she's going to play it. Looks like she's drawing down on the ball just a little bit. She may be rethinking this though, but back to your point, I like 13, 12, 9, 11 top left corner, 8 ball side pocket.
Yeah, she's going to go ahead and get the bridge back out. We are playing all ball fouls, so if any part of the player's clothing, body, or hair touches any ball on the table, it is a foul.
And that's including any equipment in the hands of the players.
Really nicely done there by April. I think she can just kind of pop this off the rail a little bit and play for the 9 next. The 9 carries natural shape to the 11 in the top left corner pocket.
Sean, when you shoot this 12 ball, are you trying to give yourself angle to let the cue ball drift to the low rail first, or are you trying to just go straight across to the side rail?
Probably going straight across, just kind of popping it like that. Don't really have to do too much, and if you give yourself the right angle, you can stay flat enough but play the cue ball 2 rails up to the long rail on the left, which I think she's done perfectly.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about some players would try and stop that ball and just try and drift the cue ball across to the 11, which in my opinion, and I think that's the toughest way to play it. You definitely want to use this bottom rail on this shot right here.
Absolutely. All right. She's going to be just fine. She can actually play this. It makes the shot more missable, but she can actually play this with a high inside ball to kind of help the cue ball get up into the middle of the table for the 8 ball on the side. Or if the 8 ball passes the 2 in the corner, you might see her just pop out for that.
Yeah, I like the way she played this. The run out she's had here has been pretty good. And I'm taking the simplest path I can because we all know that she's capable of making the balls. And April Larson says the skunk is off. It's not over yet. It's a big hill to climb. And there you go. They're having a little laugh. These ladies, both pretty friendly with each other. They're very familiar. And in fact, I think April just spent a few days with Kristina. So it's not the bitter enemies situation that some people want. A lot of these ladies are very, very friendly with each other. I know in my head, I love the rivalry, but realistically, these ladies are all friends.
Yeah, I mean, this is my second WPBA event to attend. The first one was when we hosted them at Rail Yard, and at both locations, I mean, obviously on the table, they're going to be rivals. There is fierce competition there. But off the table, the camaraderie between these ladies is truly, it's astonishing, honestly. All right, April to break the 7th rack of this match, looking for the 5 ball down in the bottom left-hand corner. It's come up a little high, but she's sank a couple more. This is the biggest problem with the second ball break is a lot of times the balls tend to cluster and it turns into more of a chess match. There have been a few players throughout the event utilizing this break, Ashley Benoit being one, April obviously being another, but I'd say about 85 to 90% of the field has been breaking from relative center table, utilizing a pop break.
Yeah, and it's been working for some and not working for others.
Yeah, we saw April's first two breaks. They were dry. That is another problem is with the second ball break, you're really only guaranteed to have one going directly out of pocket, and it is that opposite wing ball from the side you are breaking. With the pop break, you're guaranteed to have two tracking. The two balls right behind the head ball normally track towards the side pockets. All right, looks like she's eyeing up this 12 ball on the side. My only question is, what is she going to do about this 15? Oh no, she's played a really tight shot. Didn't quite get it to fall. All right, Steven, how do you like Kristina attacking this rack? Obviously, the 3 ball is going to be the opener. Where do you like going from there?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It really
So
is.
if you can control the cue ball well enough to have just a little bit of an angle to kind of stay high for the 4, which yeah, she's not gonna get it there. I would have liked to have tried to make the 4 and roll over to shoot the 2 in the side pocket, which could open some things up, but I don't think she's got the angle here.
I don't think she has the angle to stay above the 4, but I think she actually has the angle to drop down off the bottom rail and go to where you're talking about to get to the 2 ball.
If she can do that, then I would definitely try that. Well, realistically, the bigger question is, oh, she's going to use the 1 ball to get there, which is fine too. Does the 5 ball pass the 7 to go into the side rather than the 2?
I actually don't know.
Because if the 5 ball goes, then that's definitely the shot you want to play. It's way easier to get shape on the 2 ball afterwards than it is the 2 to the 5. She's going to have to bump this ball now, though, and this is where it can get a little bit dangerous as a player. Oh, she's played that so well. If she's straight on this ball, she can just knock this 5 ball down. She's going to have to elevate just a little bit, so really just stop the ball, shoot the 7, and from there, whatever angle you get on the 7 ball, you should be able to manufacture something for the 8 ball. My apologies, guys. It's a horrible strategy to just try and make something happen for the 8, but I think in this situation, oh no. And she knew it as soon as she shot the ball.
All right, April with a chance to clean up. Rack number 7. Pull back within 3 games.
Everything's got a pocket here, Sean. What are you using for your key ball? Is that going to be the 15? Or do you think maybe taking the 15 early is probably a better route?
I kind of like taking the 15 early, but at the same time, I don't hate using it as a key ball either.
Well, I think this definitely changes things with that little bit of a bump. So you're going to have to play the 13 here, and I think the next ball down is going to have to be the 11, so the 15 may end up, just by necessity, may end up being the last ball down.
She's fallen really close to her work here, and I'm looking straight at it. It is dead straight in. She might have a little bit of angle to work with, but it is not much.
Yeah, the good news is there you can see Matt helping us out with the camera angle. The 15 ball does go in that side pocket past the 8 ball, which is it's a big question I had.
She's actually got a really good angle here to drop down below the 10 too.
Yeah, and for me personally, I've got the whole pocket. The 8 ball's not in the way at all. I'm gonna make this with a little bit of authority and just send my cue ball all the way down the table. I'm scared of slow rolling it like that, but I'm glad she wasn't, because now she's got a great opportunity here. She's looking at the 8 in the side. The 8 ball must not go in the bottom left corner. There it is.
She's overrun it a little bit, but she should be fine. It's just one of those shots where you have to take a deep breath, calm the nerves, forget that you're playing in a world championship, and pot the ball.
There it is. And I like the way she played it. She sent the cue ball all the way down table. Not that she ever really needed to be worried about missing that ball, but just in case something weird happened, she was always going to try and make it difficult for the Slayer.
Real quick, want to say thank you to all of the sponsors. First things first, our presenting sponsor for the entire tournament would be Peach Hour Custom Cues. The sponsor for the table that you are seeing is Schuler Bauer Real Estate Services. We are in the Schuler Bauer Arena. We've also got Fort Worth Billiard Supply and Aramith Pool Balls, along with Littman Lights. And our host location for the event would be the ONEIDA Casino and Hotel right here in beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin. Thank you to all of them for doing everything they could to make sure that this tournament ran as smoothly as possible. This is definitely a little bit different than your normal Friday night tournament. Everything's like a well-oiled machine. There have not been any hiccups. Obviously, playing 8-ball, you are going to have some matches run a little bit on the later side, but that's to be expected with any pool tournament.
Well, look at that. We talked about some of these ladies struggling with the break. I would pay I'd pay good money for this break. Every single time I got to the table playing 8-ball, I would pay very, very good money for it.
Yeah, it's everything's laid out rather nicely. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I like best. The 9 and the 1 are the only two that are kind of, I don't even want to say funny, but they're a little bit tricky. The 9 does not go by the 5, so I do agree with her in taking the solids here.
Yeah, I think you could have played it either way, simply because the 9 ball does go into the top right, but I don't mind the way she's played this. The 1 ball has the side pocket, and once you move this 5, it would have the bottom left as well. It looks like she's going to play the 6 ball instead.
I think she's going to use the 7 ball to get a little bit better of an angle on the 5 in the bottom left. That way she can be a little bit more controlled with her cue ball for the 1 in the side. I think that's what's running through her mind. Nope.
Hold on.
Taking the 5 now. Is she trying to come into?
I think she's coming 2 rails around.
Yep. She might have overhit it. Nope. These tables do have brand new cloth, but they are starting to get a little bit more worn in, so the players are adjusting accordingly with their speeds.
If this is okay for me, Sean, I'm gonna shoot the 2 ball in the corner, and I'm gonna draw back to that side rail, shoot the 4 in the side, 7 ball in the bottom left, and stop my cue ball for the 1 in the bottom. Sorry, 7 in the bottom right. Stop the cue ball for the 1 in the bottom left.
Yeah,
Needed to be a little bit further over.
I think that's her plan.
That's the nice thing about 8 ball, right? Is you can always reroute. It's like a GPS. You take a wrong turn, and it's automatically gonna tell you, hey, we'll get you back on route. All you got to do is do this. The only difference is this is not a GPS. You have to figure it out yourself. I believe she can just roll up. Still have a shot on the 4 ball. Just got to watch the touch on the 8 ball, right?
Yeah, I think she's gonna have a touch on the 8 ball regardless. I think you might see her put a little bit of power into it, just to make sure she gets through all the traffic. I don't know. Oh, she was able to avoid it.
Oh no! How does that ball not fall? Well, and you can see what's happening here, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. She's gonna use the 11 to pocket the 1 ball, and me being the greedy player I am, I'm probably gonna try and get all the way up on the 9 and 8. Either that, or I'm gonna leave the cue ball on the rail, which is what she's looking at. I can't say I blame her for that.
Now, if I'm shooting this shot, I'm probably coming up short, leaving her straight in. But luckily, I'm not the one shooting it. April, her cue ball control will definitely get her very close to where she wants to be. And we're going to see Kristina pull out the short stick. Haven't seen too many players pull out the jump stick, but we saw one yesterday, and she's pretty good with it. And that being Kate Wesolowska from Poland.
I'll tell you what, I had Ashley Benoit on my table on table 2 earlier today, and you want to talk about efficient with a jump cue. She's got it down. She made 2 out of the 3, I believe, that she attempted, and the only one that she missed it by maybe half a diamond, but it was a full table jump bank.
Oh, wow.
It was strong. It's like, is she really going to try this? I mean, she had probably like a foot in between the cue ball and the object ball, so getting over it wasn't a problem, but the cue ball had to go from one end of the table to the other, and she didn't miss it by much.
That's crazy. Well, you see here, this is pretty straightforward. 15 top right, 14 bottom right, 9 ball bottom left, 8 ball, player's choice.
8 ball, 5 rails. Oh yeah, I forgot we're not playing by the rail, are we?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the shot I would shoot, Sean.
No, honestly, I think she got a little straighter on this 14 than she really wanted to. I think she wanted a little bit of angle to be able to pop off the rail. I think she's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, and in this sense, with the cue ball already kind of tracking down towards that bottom rail, I'm just going to take my medicine, make the ball, and try and get my cue ball to where I can play the 8 in the right side pocket. and she took it to the corner. Oh, man. That's got to be a little heartbreaking there. I thought for sure she would attempt to shoot that ball in the side pocket, simply because it allows your cue ball to ride up table and leave a tough shot if you miss. Oh, Kristina. What is going on? Well, that right there was just a little shocking from Kristina. And April asking a quick question. I'm not sure what's going on.
All right, so Kristina has elected to take her break real quick.
Okay, perfect. I'm wondering what the conversation there with April was. She talking to our referee staff, and I'm nosy, so
I can get to the bottom of it if I needed to, but I'll probably wait a minute.
yeah, I'm just
I'm the same way though. I'm kind of nosy. Anytime I see a player talking to a referee or a tournament director, I always want to walk over and ask.
and while they're on break, I am going to put the headset down for just a minute, but I do want to say thank you to everybody watching on YouTube, and I appreciate you guys keeping the chat respectful. We do really appreciate it. You know, there's a lot of you guys watching, and sometimes the chat can get a little wild. We greatly appreciate you keeping it the way it should be. Matches around the horn also finishing. Jordan Helfrey, you see there, just as it updates on our screen, she has been knocked out of the tournament. And, I could sit here and talk about this all day, but I'm not going to. I'm going to set the headset down. I'm going to take a short break. We will be back here in just a moment with the Oneida Casino and Hotel WPBA Women's World 8 Ball.
All right, guys, and we're back. April Larson breaking. She's dropped a ball. The 12 ball to be specific.
And I'll tell you, this break is really nice, Sean.
Yeah, everything's kind of out in the open. It's one of those. It's this. You either with the second ball break, you either get a really big cluster or everything is wide open. There's really no in between.
What do you like here? As far as an opening shot, there's a couple different options. I feel like the stripes is the easier of the opening shots, but I'm almost leaning towards solids being the suit that I like.
I like stripes a little bit more myself, but that's because my style of play, I tend to use a lot of English. I like the opening shot there on the 13, and then I like taking this 10 and then bringing your cue ball down here for the 11. The 11 leads to the 9, and then I like using the 9 to lead to the 15, just getting up into the middle of the table for the 15 in the side pocket, because I do not believe it passes the 4.
Because that's the real issue, right? The 15 is the only thing that's going to cause an issue. I'm wondering if the 15 goes in the bottom left, and if it does, it's not nearly as difficult. Uh-oh. Can she see the 15 to the... Oh, she can. She 100% can see it to the left middle pocket.
All right, so she elected to draw back a little bit for the 15 in the opposite side. I like that shot. All right, now just a simple shot on the 14. The 9 leads to the 8 in either the side or the corner.
Just need to control your cue ball.
Yep. She's done well there. I do believe we're going to see her play for the 8 ball in the side. This is shaping up to be a bit of a match, Steven. Another one of those dramatic comebacks taking place right now.
Yeah, it's crazy how we kind of, I guess in a sense, we kind of will that into fruition. But it just seems to be the way things are going here at this World 8-Ball Championship. And honestly, I couldn't ask for it any other way. All of these matches have been very entertaining as a pool player, as a fan. It's been a lot of fun to sit here and watch these young ladies play so well. And again, with the way things are going around the room, there may not be too many Americans left in this by the time this round finishes. Of course, we know April is close to tying it back up 4-5 with Kristina, but Sophia Mast in a battle right now because she's facing a similar situation that April was in just a few minutes ago. She's down 4-0 to Anna Gradiznik. And that is a tough, tough match. Ashley Benoit, on the other hand, playing very, very well. She's up 3-1 in her match. Like we've touched on, all of these ladies are in a fight to get to the final 16. Pia Filler trailing Wang Lin Lang 4-3, and Samia Konishi up 3-2 against Nina Torvand.
Yeah, some excellent matches around the room. We're in for a little bit of a treat here. Kristina's broken dry. April does have a chance to level the score. It's going to be a difficult run out.
And like we've talked about previously, Sean, is that tomorrow, this is our last match of the day that will be broadcast on this feature table. But tomorrow, every single match will be streamed live for free. Dropping things down to just 4 tables. So that's all we need to see who's going to finish out this final 16. That was a great opening shot to open up the 7.
Yeah, she's done real well there. The 2 and the 7 seem to be the only problems for solids.
Yeah, the 6 ball looks like it could be tricky. I don't think it goes bottom right, but it definitely goes bottom left. And if she plays it well, the 4 ball leads right to it.
Yeah, if she can find a way to get relatively straight on the 4, she could leave herself with an easy shot on the 6. I think she might have done it. Depends on if the 8's got her.
I think the 8 ball has her.
I don't think it does, judging by the way she's walking around the table. I think she's got a clear path to it. Yeah,
Well, if she can see this ball, then she's off to the races.
I think she's just fine. Beautiful
And
shot.
Good shape on the 6. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for April. There's a reason they call her the grinder. She was down 4-0. And here we are at the table to tie it up 5-5. You hit that ball really well. Sean, what's your take on these next few shots? How would you get yourself set up on the 8 ball?
Well, me personally, I'm playing 1-5-3. I'm using the 3 to get to the 8, probably playing it in the side. Yeah. So from here, I'm drawing straight out or coming up a little bit, depending on the angle. She's looking at the 3 in the side right there. I like it. If the angle would have allowed, I would have liked to play the 3 in the other side, but playing it there is going to be just fine. Honestly, I don't even think she's going to contact the rail here. I think she'll play this with a little bit of bottom inside and just kind of... Okay. She is going to. Just has to be careful. You're going to roll forward here. You don't want to roll too far and leave yourself in that little patch of stripes on the left side of the table. Beautifully executed shot, and we should have a 5-5 match.
I mean, really, this is just this has been an incredible match already, but looking at the score line just 20 minutes ago, you would have never thought that April Larson would be tied up. And listen to the fanfare there, the crowd excited for what they're seeing, as they should be. It's tied up 5-5. And wow. This is the talent that we're getting all weekend, and we're not even halfway through, Sean. Well, we are halfway through, but as far as the days ago, We're about to hit the middle point. There you see the voice of the WPBA is Miss Lonnie Fox Raymond, sporting her X-Pool shirt, sitting there with what are we calling him, Sean? Is that Timekeeper Bob
Yeah, Timekeeper Bob sounds about right. Mr. Bob
or
Raymond.
or
Lonnie.
Snackman Bob? I've heard.
Yeah, he is good for that too. He's an
Bob,
awesome human being.
if you guys have been watching, Bob's been sat in that chair all weekend, so go ahead and fill up the chat. Huge thanks to Bob, sitting there keeping time. Another one of those thankless jobs. And look at this break. It is messy. And I'm not talking about the soccer player.
All right.
Oh, man.
Don't ask me what I like, because I'd like to re-rack if this was mine.
I was just about to ask you, so I didn't have to try and analyze anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think if the 4-ball goes in the side, solids are the play, but if it doesn't, then I really just don't know. Because the 11-ball goes in the left-hand side pocket, but the 8-ball's making life on that one a little bit tougher.
Yeah, the 9 goes in the bottom left, but there's no good opening shot except for that one. Oh, man, we dropped the ball there. And now, like you talked about, there's new life here because look at this. She could stop this cue ball on the 13, shoot the 11 into the side pocket, and that would send her down table for the 15, and she'd only have to solve just one more puzzle, being the 9 ball.
I think she's going to shoot the 11 now. I actually think that's the shot. She can see it, she can make it, and then she can just kind of pinch draw back a little bit. Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, man, now this right here, I don't want to dunner, but this right here is going to be a really, really good shot and a really good run out.
This could be one of the best break and runs that we see all tournament. Honestly, the way that this rack was laid out, I mean, there was, you had to be very precise with where you wanted to play your cue ball for every shot in the first 4 shots. Wow. All right. Does she go all the way up for the 15 now, or does she just go ahead and take... I kind of like going for the 15 now and leaving the 10 ball as my out ball. But if she chooses to take the 10 first, she can always kind of drag off of the 15 2 rails back out to the middle of the table for the 8 ball down here in the bottom right. It's kind of a... when do you want to travel and how far do you want to travel?
Oh, wow. Yeah. And I'll say it again. There's a reason they call this young lady the grinder. And she has absolutely grinded her way back into this match, and she's just a few balls away from taking the lead for the first time. And not only that, but on the hill, Sean.
Yeah, she is dead perfect on this 15 to go 2 rails out. Maybe a touch of inside to help get it there. She might have gone a little too far, but I think she'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm rolling this ball in and taking whatever the table gives me, whether it's the top left corner or the left side pocket.
I think she's going to come back out to the middle of the table.
She may also do that. A little bit of bottom English. We'll drag her out for the same pocket. Oh, yeah, you called it, Sean.
All right. 1 ball away from getting to the hill, rattling off 6 racks in a row.
Well, this is a dramatic change of events, and This is interesting here because it's going to be Kristina's break. Now, her first two breaks were pretty decent, but her last one was not very, wasn't very good.
Yeah, it wasn't very good, and then April found a way to dissect the entire thing. Kristina didn't get to come back to the table. Really needs to lay down a good break here and put the pressure's on her right now. She needs to lay down a good break, find a way to get out, and put the pressure back on April. Because we saw at the beginning of this match, April's break wasn't really working out for her. Now she's got it dialed in. But if it goes hill, then April will be breaking. She has to make sure she gets a ball down.
You know what the thing I hate about this situation the most is, Sean?
What do you got, Steven?
I'm not there to be able to go to April after this match is over, win or lose, and tell her how incredible that last out was.
Oh, don't worry, I got you.
I mean, that really was one of the best outs I've seen in a long time. Kristina misses a couple balls to the side pocket, and
this table's going to be wide open.
Oh man, this is big. I'm really digging the solids here with the 6 balls my opener.
I couldn't agree more. The 3 ball is really the only trouble ball you have. It does not go in this bottom left-hand corner, but it does go on the right side. I think if you take solids, that's going to be your key ball. That's the one you have to figure out.
Yeah, and you know, you can always go stripes here as well, and the only thing you have to really work out is the 15, but I definitely prefer the solids in this situation. Nice little bump there. And the 5 ball is available. And look at the crowd that has formed around this TV table. There is a lot of tension and a lot of weight in that room. I'm not even there, and I can feel it from here. Might have gone a little far here.
Yeah, she's traveled a little bit further than she wanted to. She should be okay. And actually, she might have ended up really well. If she plays this cue ball with bottom, she can come down here for the 3 right now and take care of it.
Yeah, I don't mind that. You just got to be mindful of the cue ball in the corner pocket. That's what you have to be careful about. Oh, my goodness.
That is super unfortunate. I do think that she was trying to come down to take care of the 3 ball. Now, giving Kristina Zlateva ball in hand is never ideal. The only ball that she really has to figure out is the 15.
Oh man, I know you can see me, Sean. I wish other people could see me because I'm sitting here and I'm just stunned.
Yeah, I thought she might try and yank that ball. Try and draw it back over to the long rail instead of just trying to play it cleanly and smoothly down the table. Because if you do yank it, it helps take speed off the ball and it takes the scratch out of play. Only thing you really have to worry about at that point is any kind of caroms.
Well, now with the way the situation has unfolded, I'm pretty sure that you could cut the tension in the room with a knife.
You really can. Nobody is getting up out of their seats at this point.
Yeah, I think I've seen more people walking over to see what's going to happen. And we've been so enthralled with this match so far, we haven't talked about it. Kristina shooting the 14 ball. We haven't talked about the other matches going on in the arena. We will cover that here in just a few minutes. You can always find all that info at digitalpool.com. That's where the bracket is, and you can see all those live scores. And I think there's about 3 empty chairs in the entire room.
Really nice shot
little
there.
Touch. All right, Sean. Now we're gonna discuss it. Do you take the 13 and let your cue ball roll up and try and shoot the 9, or do you go for the 11 because you know that you can just stop it for the 9 ball?
I think
After you shoot this 13 ball.
I think I take the 13 and play for and it's kind of tough. I think I'm playing the 11 ball.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, is just because you can just get straight and stop the ball, right?
Yep.
And then you shoot a very similar shot and take the 8 ball. It's a long one, but you can take the 8 ball top left, or you can come off the rail for the 8 ball bottom left. It's really her choice here.
Yeah,
Me personally, I'm stopping the ball.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to see her do. I don't think she's looking at going up. She might try and play this ball 2 rails behind the 2 ball, try and come up for the 8 ball in the bottom left-hand corner. I don't think I would do that if it was me shooting, but that is just my preference.
Yeah, I'll never say it's the wrong shot, but there's a little bit more risk involved. I think it's going to be okay there.
Yeah, she's fallen
Sean,
a little flat.
I think with the 3 ball there, I think she's going to be fine. We're about to go hill-hill.
I think we are. And this is where the lag becomes so important in this alternating break format. April will be breaking.
And if our last 2 breaks are anything to go off of, oh man. And there it is. My goodness, it is hill. Sean, I don't want to cut you off, but I'm going to do this real quick. There you go. See the sportsmanship, and I know we both enjoy that. Guys, this is the WPBA ONEIDA Women's World 8-Ball Championship, and this is to see who stays in the competition and to see who takes a little mini vacation in Green Bay for the rest of this trip. Once again, this is produced by the WPBA, sanctioned by the WPA, and broadcasted by X-Pool. My name is Stephen Wyatt, and Sean Denny is in here. We've had a blast with this match so far, but it is hill-hill. There's one slight rule change when you go hill-hill. Players are allotted 1 40-second extension every other rack of the tournament. However, when a match goes hill-hill, they will each be given 2 extensions. And that's where we are. Just want to talk about what's going on around the room before April takes this break on. Anna Gradiznik up 5-2 over Sophia Mast. Ashley Benoit over Chang Shu-Ching 4-2. And Pia Filler and Wan Ling Wang are 5-5. We'll talk about it a little bit more, but man, look at this break. She's made a ball. She's at the table. She's got control. Sean, what do you see?
Once the ref removes the rack, I'll be able to analyze it a little bit more. The 14 seems to be the only problem for the stripes. Now the 13's kind of a little funky too. Man.
It's not straightforward, but I kind of like the solids.
I think I do too. The 6 leads to the 5 in the side. The only problem ball is really going to be the 4. She is taking the 7.
And just pull this ball back just a little bit. She would have had the 3 ball in the corner. But look at this. She'll have the 6 ball, and she can get a little bump here on the 4. And if it doesn't do anything too crazy, she'll be able to play the 1 ball in the bottom right-hand corner after it settles. If you're going to shoot that shot, you just got to make sure that the 4 does not get too close to the 8 ball.
This is very touchy. Oh, she's missed it.
Oh, no. What are we seeing here? If you're an April Larson fan, there's a little bit of good news here. The 14 ball, I believe, does not have a pocket. Sean, does that go past the 6 ball?
I don't believe it does. I don't know the 6. If it goes past it, she'd be shooting it right now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
She's going to use the 12 ball right here to bump the 6 out of the pocket. I think she's fallen a little bit flat, though.
Yeah, so what do you play here? You can't really come up for the 14, but you can set yourself up for the 10, the 11, or the 9 ball. What are you trying to do here? You got to be careful with what that 6 ball is going to do.
Yeah, the 6 ball actually could travel back into the 1 and 14. It could get a little bit tricky. Oh, she played it clean.
Oh. Well, that's
14
both
in the side.
good and bad, because now she's on the rail playing this 14 ball, and she really needs to take the 11 out as soon as possible. The 11 ball is going to be very tricky to play to with the way things are sitting right now.
All right, so Kristina has used her first extension of this hill rack.
All right. So I'm thinking here, if you shoot the 9 ball, you go up table and come back down, leave yourself just a little angle on the 10. You can take the 10 in the side pocket and just roll down just below the 11 to take it up top. But there's a lot of stuff going on here to make that happen.
Honestly, you may see her take a look at shooting this 11 ball now. She is a very straight shooter.
I think she's doing the one thing that we didn't talk about, is possibly taking the 10 and trying to go 2 rails around the table to get to the 11. I think the 9 ball is what I would play here, but I'm not hill with April Larson in a knockout stage of the World 8-Ball Championships, so my opinion means absolutely nothing in this situation.
She's trying to get on the 11 now, I think.
Oh, and look at this. She's given herself just enough angle. I think that she can power this ball and just kind of drag underneath the 11 ball. It's not an easy shot. This is going to be...
Especially being elevated over 2 different balls. She's really trying to yank this ball back.
And she's made it, and she's pulled it.
What a shot. The people in the arena definitely understand and appreciate just how difficult that shot was.
Now here it is. Sean, I'm going to have to hold my breath for this one, because the 11 ball is not a super tough shot. However, nobody in the arena is going to understand the pressure of this shot except for the young lady from Bulgaria.
One positional shot away from playing stage 2. Oh my gosh.
She looked like she went just a little quick on that. And that is, oh man, that is brutal to watch. We still have an issue here. The 4 and 1 are in a really weird spot.
They are. However, if you get to the bottom side of them in any way, you can always just play a stop shot on the 1 and weld Kristina to the backside of the 4 if you can't figure out a way to break them loose.
Yeah, this is wild, Sean.
This is definitely as dramatic as you would expect a hill match to go.
Well, and the dramaticism shows in the amount of people that are sweating this match. Over 1,750 people watching for free on YouTube, and that doesn't count Amazon Prime Video or Billiard TV.
I can tell you one thing. If April wins this rack, oh no. Oh no.
Oh, watch out, cue ball. No way. Oh my goodness.
That is
What is going on?
so unfortunate. I cannot believe that that ball was able to travel through that gap and find the corner pocket.
Oh man. I'm shocked.
I'm
I
kind
mean,
of speechless.
well, guys, I'm a little shocked there, but I got to give it to both of these ladies. Obviously, a great showing there, April Larson. Unfortunate situation there at the end of the game, but Kristina Zlateva from Bulgaria. What a match that was. She hung in there the whole time, and it was an incredible, incredible match. Sean, this is our last match of the evening, and what a match it was.
I agree, man. It was everything you want in a pool match. Every single thing. You had a player jump out to a big lead early, another player comes storming back, and of course you had to finish it with a hill thriller. It was just absolutely incredible to watch, and it was awesome to be in the booth with you and involved in the way that we were.
Yeah, I felt like I was in the room, and all the air just kind of got sucked out of it. That was pretty wild. But guys, if you're watching right now, we appreciate it, and also check out these 4th of July style cues. I really like these cues. They are available now on the Peach Hour website, so go check them out. And one last time for us here at X-Pool, my name is Stephen Wyatt. We've just had Sean Denny with us, and this is the WPBA World 8-Ball Championship sanctioned by the WPA. And we are done for the day. Guys, be safe, be smart. Please, whatever you do, do not drink and drive. Call a friend, call a family member, do whatever you got to do. But make sure that you're still here with us and available to come back and watch, because tomorrow we start single elimination round of 16. It's going to be a great show, and we start that. Sean, just confirmation, is that 11 a.m. tomorrow on the 5th?
I do believe it's noon.
Noon. Perfect. I get to sleep in a little bit, so I'm excited about that. Once again, guys, thank you so very, very much. We appreciate you guys, and I'm glad you guys had a great time on the stream. I will see you guys tomorrow at noon. Stephen Wyatt signing off from X-Pool and the WPBA World 8-Ball Championships.